Delhi Capitals fans, is it time to say roar macha? Because what a performance from your bowlers. 5 for 35. Mitchell Starc has taken a 5-wicket haul for the very first time in his IPL history. He's gotten rid of Travis Head for the 7th time in 9 encounters. And SRH's gung-ho approach has once again meant that they have not even batted the full 20 overs. 163 all out in 18.4, led by Starc's 5 for 35. Kuldeep Yadav yet again showing his skill with 3 wickets. And some sensational fielding from the Delhi Capitals, led by JFM, the captain himself. Fantastic catching, and SRH mostly are 30-40 runs short despite another sensational knock from Aniket Verma. 74 of 41. So straight away I've got Delhi Capitals to my left, Delhi Capitals to my right. He's an outlier, I don't know who he's from. But
you, Siddharth, are from every part of the country.
Exactly. But Gulati is from Delhi, yet he doesn't support Delhi Capitals. But yes, Delhi Capitals fans, what do you think? Time to say roar macha?
No, I think clinical performance. On the day, I'll be very honest, on the day, Delhi Capitals, at least in the first half, looked the better team. On as far as skill is concerned, I was a little nervous to begin with that SRH, with the kind of aura and approach that they come with. I was a little scared because, and also afternoon games, batting first, always a treat for the batters. So I was a little skeptical and scared. But that run out by Vipraj Nigam, that clearly shows that when days are good, they continue to be very, very good all across games. So that run out that got rid of Abhishek Sharma. And
yes,
then continuously Mitchell Starc showing that he's not just a knockout man, he can do it in the group stages as well. And I think they have restricted them 20-30 runs short. I think SRH is at least 20-30 runs short because the wicket is a little, it's black soil on the top and red underneath.
Yeah.
So I do understand why Delhi would have taken this approach because of the batting lineup SRH has. Lots of teams are doing that. Even GT did that yesterday with Mumbai Indians to play on a black soil wicket. And I think Delhi did exactly that, and it has worked. And they've managed to restrict them even 20 runs short from par. And Kuldeep Yadav, he always goes the silent hero route. Nobody will talk about him as such, if game by game, because there'll be somebody else who overshadows him by his excellent performance. But at the end of the season, I think he could very well be the one of the highest wicket takers for Delhi, at least.
Half the job done. Extremely happy with what I've seen from Delhi so far, because when you look at the 4 completed innings, first innings here at the venue, you've seen the lowest score besides this was 191.
That's 28 runs under par.
Yes, and the other 2 scores were in excess of 200. So this is the lowest score that you've seen at this venue in a while now, and that tells me that Delhi have done a good job in terms of restricting SRH to 163. So good, 28 runs, as you said, Siddharth. That's a good margin to have, and that tells you that Delhi have restricted the opposition to a below par total.
Yep.
How I see this, well, it's good, but I've seen things go wrong for Delhi, even when they've done a good job. So I just hope that half the job is done. I would expect that they do an equally good job with the bat, but it's still, halfway stage, but Delhi just have the edge right now.
I think 2 ways I'll really look at it as far as SRH's batting goes. Number one, I think trying to hit every ball is something that we have seen, the way we have talked about how T20 cricket has progressed, and something that SRH continue to do despite wickets falling at regular intervals. I'm not sure, how intelligent of a move that is, because when you know that, the wickets are consistently falling and you do not really have that kind of a batting depth, I think one of the batters really needs to play some kind of an anchor role without making sure he does not really turn more of an accumulator. I think those boundaries also need to keep coming. So basically there's a good mixture of being an accumulator and an attacker. Secondly, I think DC also had their plans ready. Something that we talked about, LSG bowlers, Shardul Thakur and company, and here also Mitchell Starc and the other bowlers too. I think they know what they have to bowl to SRH batters. It is consistently those, back of a length deliveries, wide basically near the tram line only, just to make sure that they have to stretch for their shots and they'll not really get that timing time and again.
This is a little different though from what we saw the other day, because the other day I think the approach was, and especially you saw with Abhishek, the idea was to not let them free their arms. This is a ploy that we've seen many teams use against the SRH opener. You try and cramp them, and that's where I think trying to play the pull shot, Abhishek from the man at mid wicket, if memory serves me right. So a different plan, but splendid work overall by the bowling unit. Yes, you can argue that Delhi could have been even more clinical, which is why I reserved my thoughts and didn't use the word clinical, because I felt that those two dropped chances. Again, a clinical performance would mean that you give the opposition no chance at all. So Aniket was first dropped at 4, then at 40. If I recall correctly, and if those chances were grabbed as well, then you were looking at just about 140, 150,
even less,
even lesser than that. If that time that when he was on 4, that chance was taken. But overall, I think the bowlers did a very good job on this surface. As I said, 191 was the lowest other total that you saw in the last 3 innings over here. So overall, good compensation, but. SRH, I would say kudos to them. It takes a lot of heart to keep going even when your chips are down, and this is a philosophy that the team is now ready to live by and die by as well. They lost the first 4 wickets in the power play, but even then
it was close to 10.
The run rate kept at 10. It increased to 11 as well at a time when Klaasen and Aniket were both batting.
10.5, 114.
But overall, you see, Delhi will still take this despite those couple of missed chances.
I feel that I think we've been criticizing the Sunrisers Hyderabad batting in the previous game and this time as well. But one thing that I don't agree with, that see again, they have, despite having 2 bad days in a row, they have still reached to 190 and 160. And that is because they have that killer approach. If they would not have had that quick early wickets up front, they would have gone in the shell. We would have seen them go till just 120, 140. Because they have a killer approach, because they are going after each and every ball, despite losing wickets, that's why they are still managing to get to 160, 190. Whereas if we see other teams like a GT or a Delhi or any team for that matter, if there are wickets up, if they are 4 down in the power play itself, they'll go in the shell and just manage 150. Then the target psychologically will be 150. But on the other end, for Sunrisers Hyderabad, there is no end to that psychological target. They want to maximize the balls, and I think that's absolutely the right approach. 2 bad days, we are talking about that when they have 160 and 190 respectively on board.
But they have to get that much because their bowling attack doesn't inspire that much of confidence. Today, you're missed out on a spinner. Because they couldn't impact sub Zampa, they had to get Vian Mulder. Because they had to extend the batting.
Adam Zampa.
But actually it didn't work. So now you've got Mulder, Shami, Harshal, Cummins. Who's your spinner? Only Abhishek.
No, there is
Zishan
Ansari, but then still raw, untested. That's the problem. SRH, I didn't keep them in the top 4 for 2 simple reasons. One, they don't have a good spin bowling lineup. Second, with this bowling attack, they will need 200 plus on 9 out of 10 occasions.
Yeah, that's true.
But they are not getting it, they'll fall flat.
I think that's a separate issue. I think that's absolutely right that the bowling is weak. But as far as batting is, how things are panning out in the batting department, I think that's the approach they should stick to.
Yeah, but then actually when Aniket was dropped, I think the turning point for me was Vipraj's catch of Heinrich Klaasen. When they were threatening to take the game away and getting into 200. 114 for 4, 10.5, you are still going at excess of 10.
Yes.
And he's really enjoying himself at the IPL.
Vipraj really running back, sliding and taking a catch. That really stuck. Otherwise, if that was dropped. But for me, the 2 great catches, one Jake Fraser-McGurk to dismiss Aniket Verma.
I think you saw a better effort.
From Axar Patel. Yeah, that was a fantastic catch. But I think, looking at the situation.
One thing I really appreciate about Axar, and he's also one of those fellows who doesn't get the kind of appreciation that he deserves. Yes, the spotlight will be on him much more, and I like that now that he's the captain of the franchise. But he's just been the silent guy. You look at the Champions Trophy, you look at the World Cup. He if it wasn't for his catch of Marsh, I think in the deep, things could have been
St. Lucia.
Things could have been extremely different in the semi-final as well. So he's time and again proven that he's good in the field as well. There's been a talk about who's the better fielder between and you know who he's compared with at all times. So it's good, you know, when he gets those good spells at times. Today, though a touch expensive, but when these moments come in the field also from him, I think when you talk about a replacement for a Jadeja, I think the answer becomes even more loud.
Exactly.
So
I think Axar Patel, I'm really liking Axar Patel, the captain. I think at the beginning of the season also, when we had that discussion, you were in favor of going with KL Rahul only. But this is what I'm really liking about Axar Patel, and that is that he's really, really aggressive. With his approach and the way he's handling the questions, he's very upfront about it. During the toss today also, he said that we have to be very, very brave. They will score runs against us. We are prepared for it. We have to be very brave. After the last game also, when Delhi won, he said that this is how I'm going to be all throughout the season. It's going to be very unpredictable, but that's how we have to play T20 cricket. I'm really liking that approach, and that's just sort of this making this Delhi team look very different.
So, do you think Delhi Capitals' baseball star is going to take them over the line? Because Jake Fraser-McGurk, his stance looks like that of a baseball player. But see, Delhi Capitals, if they win today, I mean, yet again, the top 4 will be dominated by the teams that have never won the IPL.
RCB, DC, LSG and
Punjab. PBKs, yeah.
Punjab are in the top 4 right now?
They are in the top 4. The only team that is there who's won is GT. They have won the IPL. So if Delhi win, then that pushes... then still GT will be there.
still GT will. GT
Punjab will go to 5th then. GT will go to...
But final prediction, who is winning?
Delhi.
Has to be Delhi now. This is
4-zip.
4-zip. I think SRH have got too low.
He'll take a blunder. You know, he'll take a blunder from Delhi to lose it from here.
I only believe in Ashutosh Bhai.
I hope he doesn't have to come out to bat when you change.
Even if
I hope
you're
he's not even in the 11 today, because as of now
he'll be the impact sub.
Yeah,
I think.
But I hope he's not required.
When you're looking at confidence, the one thing I really liked about Delhi from the previous match was that, you know, it would be those kind of matches when you would come so close. And again, I can't seem to get over the Rajasthan match from last year. And this has been a problem with Delhi year on year since the inception of the tournament, that crunch situations Delhi would fail to hold their nerve. 2 seasons back, it was the match against the Royal Challengers Bengaluru. Again, crunch situations, you would see Delhi not hold on to their nerve. But what for me has set the tone for this season for Delhi is their ability on that match, in that match where it was just, you know, they were dead in the rubble at that time, and there was no picking themselves up, but they still managed to find a way out, and that I think should really take this team forward.
As they say, in this Delhi Capitals side, I'm liking it because you've got the depth, and no one signifies it better than Ashu Bhai. So yes, Ashutosh Sharma, I think he'll mostly be the impact sub at this stage. So Priyanshu saying SRH see more interest in scoring 300 than winning matches. Yes, KKR left Shreyas, Salt and Starc and bought Venki for 24 crore. DC fielding Aniket will surely win emerging player. He should.
So far, yes, began well.
So far, I mean, 6 hitting capability. 11 sixes already.
On length.
Yeah, 11 sixes in 2 games. Which is really, really a big thing. So, yep, good work. Freaking awesome saying good work by DC. SRH should have scored 185 plus to give them a decent chance. I think they needed 200 for this.
It's DC's game now.
It's DC's game now. Mulder's batting cells was only for tests and ODIs. Terrific batting from Aniket.
Quick stat though, this is only the second instance of a Delhi bowler picking a 5-4. Prior to this, it was Amit
Mishra. That was in 2015.
2008.
Oh,
was it against Deccan Chargers?
That's right.
Yes.
Yes. I remember. It was against. I think the same instance when he took a hat trick.
Yes.
Yeah. At Kotla only.
So records have been broken. 17 years ago, SRH, in their previous avatar of Deccan Chargers.
They're now defunct.
But 17 years ago, RCB had beaten CSK in Chepauk.
Yeah.
Now, Mitchell Starc, truly game changer. So yes, we'll be back for the lengthy post-match discussion. Yes, we know that there is a double header with CSK versus RR at Barsapara, but we'll be doing that as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today. Lots of other videos coming up. This was a mind-blowing stat, by the way. So yes, from me, Shashwat, Harshid and Gulati, it is bye-bye. We'll be back for the post-match. Stay tuned.